When we think about the Gulf War, what comes to mind? For most people, it's the images of high-tech warfare, the shock and awe campaign, and a relatively swift military victory. But what happened after the fighting stopped? The story we often miss is the one that unfolded over the next decade. A story of immense suffering that took place far from the battlefield. After the war, the United Nations imposed comprehensive economic sanctions on Iraq. The goal was to pressure the regime, but the impact on ordinary people was catastrophic. Imagine a country where access to food, clean water, and medicine is suddenly cut off. Hospitals couldn't get basic supplies like antibiotics, or even anesthesia. Water treatment plants broke down without spare parts, leading to widespread disease. The most vulnerable were the children. UNICEF and other international organizations documented a devastating rise in child mortality. Figures from the UN itself suggested that hundreds of thousands of children under the age of 5 died as a direct result of these sanctions. Think about that for a moment. Hundreds of thousands of young lives, lost not to bombs, but to the slow, grinding reality of a collapsed economy and healthcare system. This wasn't a secret. High-ranking UN officials, like Dennis Halliday and Hans von Sponeck, who were in charge of the humanitarian program in Iraq, resigned in protest. They called the sanctions a form of collective punishment, stating that they were causing a humanitarian disaster. They saw firsthand how sanctions were destroying a generation and crippling a nation's ability to care for its people. The story of the post-Gulf War sanctions is a powerful and sobering reminder that the consequences of war extend far beyond the battlefield. The silent victims, those who perished in hospitals and homes due to a lack of basic necessities, are often forgotten in our historical memory. It forces us to ask difficult questions about the true cost of international policy and who ultimately pays the price. Understanding this part of history is crucial if we want to avoid repeating the same tragic mistakes. Thank you for watching. If you found this perspective valuable, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world.